I've enjoyed the comic so far. I really like the drama bits there before. He had a joke about his girlfriend getting a period and being really excited because it left him with abortion money. Yeah, I got abortion money, I got abortion money. I just want you to know one day that that's going to change and it's going to turn into I got to get my sperm count tested money, which is a lot sadder. It's kind of like Eeyore, like, I got to get my sperm count tested. I got to get my sperm count tested. So I'm really nervous. I haven't done this in quite a long time. And then our MC, he started off telling these jokes about the pains and sorrows of having a huge cock. And my wife knew how nervous I was, and so she turned to me and said, well, sweetheart, you don't need to deal with that, so that's a plus. But I'm married now. I got married in October. Thank you very much. Thank you. That is what they call cheap applause, so thank you, appreciate it. But I'm getting old, so I had to get married. I had to seal it off because I'm getting old now. I know I'm getting old. I look in the mirror and I see like one strand of hair, like 3 feet ahead of the rest of the hairline. Just like a little reminder, like, this is where we used to be. You know, it's kind of like the ghost of hair past. So I had to seal it up, and so I got married, and I couldn't wait to tell my family. I come from an Irish Catholic family, which means that my dad doesn't like me very much. And so I called my dad up and I said, listen, Dad, and he said, what do you want? That's how he answers the phone all the time. What do you want? And I said, look, I'm looking ready to get married. I'm going to propose to my girlfriend either October 10th or October 25th. I'm going to propose to my girlfriend, and I'll never forget what my father said. He said, I'm golfing on the 10th. And that was it. And so I said, well, listen, just tell Mom I called, and he never did. That message was never passed on. So we reached a new stage in our relationship, though. I reached a new stage in my relationship just this morning. For the first time, I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and my wife said, hey, do you mind if I come in and pee quick? And before I could say, no fucking way, she was next to me peeing. And I tell you that story not to make a joke out of it, but my wife is here, and I'm hoping if I shame her in this moment, she will never, ever do that again. Never do that again. All right? So, it's tough being in a relationship. There's a lot of give and take. Last year, I was unemployed for a good amount of time, and that was hard. My wife would always tell me, like, just tell me the truth. You can be honest with me. Just tell me the truth. Just tell me the truth. And then she would call me at home and say, what are you doing? And I'd say, well, I'm sitting in my boxers with cheese doodle crumbs all over my chest, and I'm getting ready to masturbate to the Food Network. And then all of a sudden, just tell me the truth turned into a scene from like A Few Good Men. Like, you can't handle the truth! Instantly from tell me the truth until she didn't want to hear it. No, I gotta have notes because I'm old and I don't remember shit anymore. All right. We try to do things to spice up our relationship. So recently she went on a business trip, and I FaceTimed her, and I'm like, hey, let's have like phone sex on Skype. What do you think? And we tried. Worst idea ever. Worst idea ever. First of all, it buffers in the middle, which is just so awkward. You end up masturbating to the Blair Witch Project, which is just, there's no fun involved in that at all. It's no fun. But I had a really rough time growing up. I fucked up a lot. Here's how I can tell you how much I fucked up. Recently, my ID was stolen, and the credit card company called me to tell me that my credit had raised 100 points. I don't know. All of a sudden, they started paying the bills on time. They were really responsible with the credit. It was great. It really helped my credit out a lot. But I've made a lot of mistakes in my time. When I was around my early 20s, I moved to North Philadelphia. And I was smoking pot like it was my job, and I decided one day I'm going to go out in this strange neighborhood, and I'm going to go and I'm going to buy pot. And so I drive to this corner and I pull over, and this young man comes to the car, and he's handing a $20 bill, and he hands me 2 little white pills. And I remember my reaction was immediately, what the fuck is that? And his response was, it's crack. Now, I had never touched crack before, and so I immediately responded, like, take it back. And this is 100% true. He looked at me and he said, I don't think my boss gives refunds. And don't know if he was aware. I was not concerned about a receipt in that situation. I was not looking for an exchange. I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. I wanted to go home and call my mom and dad and apologize for all the mistakes I had made. But he offered to take me. Do you want me to take you to go eat? No, I want to go home. But somewhere, I think tomorrow night at an open mic, you're going to see a homeless guy on stage, and he's going to tell you, like, so I go to the car, like I always do. I give the boy the crack, and he says, I don't want it. You can have it. Best day of my life. Free crack. Free crack Tuesday. That's what he calls it. So, originally from New York, but a huge fan of Philadelphia. Always been a fan of Philadelphia. Always a huge fan of the show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But I always wondered, like, first of all, who takes a cab from West Philly to Bel-Air? How does that work out? And that's one. And two, that show would have been a lot different had it taken place in New York. Had it taken place in New York, the theme song would have went a little something like this. He whistles for a cab, and when it comes near, the driver says, I am sorry, my friend, we do not pick up blacks here. That would have been the end of it. That would have been the end of the episode. Along the line of racist jokes here. Again, from New York, fan of the Knicks. That's not very popular to say right now, but a big fan of the Knicks. They used to be the Knickerbockers. They were always the Knickerbockers. And then around the 1950s, they changed from the New York Knickerbockers to the New York Knicks, which is a good change because they could have shortened it to Knickers. And that would have made for some really embarrassing color commentary, right? Like, the Knicker steals the ball. Like, how do you know what I mean? Like, the Lakers score an easy basket. The Knickers would not get back on defense. They are just lazy, these Knickers. They don't like to work. All right, and then somebody's like, well, you know, they're without their coach. Are you saying the Knickers are without a father figure? It would be really... Curtis does not like these jokes at all, by the way. I'm sorry, Curtis. I apologize. I just, you know, I have to do it. You're going to get worse here. So, I had a friend, he took a tour of the world recently, and he went to Auschwitz. And there's not much funny about that, except he called me up and he's like, yeah, I just left Auschwitz. They had a really great gift shop. They had a gift shop. What do you buy at the Auschwitz gift shop? Like, do you get your friend a t-shirt like, I survived Auschwitz? Do you send your brother a postcard like, wish you were here? What do you buy at the Auschwitz gift shop? What are they selling? Hopefully not ashtrays. Now,
That was mine. I was like, send it in.
Oh, so while we're burning in hell, Hitler used to be an art student. I always found a lot of humor in that. How do you go from being an art student to being a world dictator, right? How do you make that transition? And I always wonder about the day that Hitler was drawing his little painting, and the teacher comes around and is like, "What's that?" And Hitler's all excited, like, "It is an Asti." Oh, I'm sorry, not I moved. Not that. That's not what joke. It is a vase of flowers. It's a vase of flowers. And the teacher's like, yeah, I don't see it. I just don't see it. And he just goes into this crazy rage. And the next thing you know, he's looking for world domination, right? And then he's in the war room and he's planning the war. He's like, I have drawn the maps. And somebody in the back of the room is like, listen, I don't think you should be the one drawing the maps. I don't want to split hairs here, you know. But then they're going over the maps and like, look at the map of Poland. And somebody's like, it looks kind of like a vase of flowers. And it was like, thank you. And it's something like that. That's kind of how it happened. I was like, where am I on my notes here? Sorry. So let's just random, no transition needed here. When you go to the NFL, the NFL hired their first female referee this year, which is really exciting. First female referee. It's interesting. She doesn't call penalties so much for what the player did as for how he did it. That's really what she's upset about. Then she wants to discuss the penalties for the rest of the game. Just really talk about what it is that he did wrong, and remind him throughout the season what it is that he did wrong. This joke is not working. We're going to keep going. Now, I'm also a fan of the Bible. I like to read the Bible, and I would think Joseph had a really tough time raising Jesus. I imagine, right? Because Jesus could always pull that "You're not my father" card, right? Which had to like really kill like just get at Joseph's core. And then whenever Joseph tells Jesus, like, listen, no, you cannot have a dog. And then the next thing you know, like, turn that coffee table back now. Turn that coffee table back now, right? Let's keep moving. So I learned a lot from my father. I think a lot of lessons for him. For instance, whenever I enter a town and I see a sign that says "Drive like your kids live here," I leave. That's what I do. I just turn around and I leave. Again, we're not going to worry about transitions. We're just going to go right into these jokes. So I love people who hunt, right? And they get these bears on their wall. And every time you see a bear on someone's wall that they've killed, it's always got this mean, like, feels like it's about to kill you. And I just wonder, like, where are the bears that are just kind of hanging out and they get shot? They're like, they weren't expecting it, right? Where's the, like, oh shit bear, right? Where's the hands up, don't shoot bear? That's the bear I want to see. We're not material here, but we're, let me see. Wait, no. So,
Wait, we got more.
Does anyone have more paper?
Anybody have any paper? I feel like I lost paper somewhere
11
along the lines. I know I had
11
more
minutes.
jokes than this, and now I'm just gonna have to bow out gracefully. That is my time. I don't know what happened to the rest of my paper, so thank you very much.
Give it up for Tim. Tim looks like every cousin that calls me